Practical AI and cloud made clear. This terminal session is the one that made me trust Claude Code. It found a bug, fixed it, and ran the test in 4 minutes while I made tea. After the demo, I'll break down the 8 features I actually use, and number 5 is the one I reach for every single day. Stay for it. Before the features, why the terminal at all? The agent already has the whole repository in front of it. No pasting files, no switching tabs, no describing your code to a chat window. You describe the outcome, it does the walking. This is the same session you saw in the 60-second reel, now in full. Watch it play out. One sentence, fix the Stripe webhook timeout. It reads the routes, finds the root cause, a missing idempotency check that let retries double charge, and shows me the fix as a diff before it applies anything. Then, it runs the whole suite in the same session. 14 tests, green. From bug report to merged fix in about 4 minutes. The editing was the agent's, the review bar stayed mine. That's the whole loop, and every feature we are about to cover makes that loop faster or safer. Feature 1, agent mode, the engine that just did the demo. The difference from a chat tool, you give it a task, not a question. Here it didn't just answer, it found the root cause, made the edit, ran the tests, and reported back. The rule I follow, describe the symptom and what done looks like, and it does the walking. What people miss, it keeps going. When the first attempt fails, it reads the failing test, adjusts, and reruns. That loop, running autonomously, is what turns a chat box into a teammate. My default, small tasks go straight to agent mode. Anything that touches data gets plan mode first, which is next. And everything it does streams in as a diff. Nothing happens invisibly, so you stay the reviewer, not the passenger. Feature 2, plan mode. Before it touches a single file, the agent writes the plan, the files, the order, the tests, and shows it to you, like this session. You approve, then it edits. Why it matters? Most bad agent outcomes aren't bad code, they're wrong direction, and plan mode catches that before a single line moves. Approving a plan takes 10 seconds. Untangling a wrong refactor takes an hour. The plan also reveals whether it understood the problem. If the plan is wrong, you find out for free before any edits exist. I use it for anything with refactor in the sentence or anything touching the database. Cheap failure at the cheapest possible moment. Feature 3, hooks the guardrail system. You define rules in one file, lint before any tool runs, run the tests when it stops, block pushes to main. The agent follows them on every single action. It can't skip them because the hook fires before the tool even opens. My setup, type check on every file, write lint before any terminal command, and a full test run at the end of a session. Result, agent output arrives already passing my bar without me watching every keystroke. Hooks are also how I keep agents out of trouble, block the dangerous commands, require a review for anything touching payments. If you set up 2 things this week, make it a type check hook and a test hook. Feature 4, MCP, the Model Context Protocol. It's the connector that gives the agent live tools, your database, your browser, your internal API. Watch what changes. Instead of guessing why a query is slow, it runs the query, sees the sequential scan, and proposes the index. One command wires the server in. After that, the agent reads schemas, runs queries, checks, deployments. The difference between an agent that knows your code and one that can see your whole system. The protocol is open, which is the 0.1 standard, and the servers you configure work in Cursor, Claude Code, anything that speaks it. you're not locked in. My rule: read access by default, write tools only when a task demands them. Postgres and GitHub first, that covers most of what I ask. Feature 5, the one I use every single day: Subagents. One command spins up specialized agents in parallel, a reviewer that checks the diff, a tester that runs the suite, a docs writer that drafts the migration notes, and it merges their findings into one review. It's a code review team that forms in seconds and disappears when it's done. On a Friday refactor, that's 3 sets of eyes that would otherwise just be me. The honest limit: they're only as good as the task you give them, so I scope each one tightly. Review this diff for correctness and performance, nothing else. One file, one purpose, one deliverable. That structure is why the results read like a real review, with specific lines and concrete notes, not generic commentary. Feature 6, the safety net. Checkpoints. The agent snapshots your code before each change, automatically. So when an approach goes sideways, and it will you roll back with one command instead of untangling a diff by hand. This changed how I work. I let the agent experiment because nothing is irreversible. Try the sharded approach. If it's worse, restore the checkpoint and try another. People skip this because it sounds like Git. It's not. Git saves when you remember. Checkpoints save before every edit. So even a disaster mid-task has a clean restore point. That's the difference between courage and recklessness. And it's the feature that makes let it try a safe default instead of a gamble. Feature 7 / commands and Claude.md. Claude.md is a file in your repo that tells the agent how this project works, the stack, the conventions, the commands that matter. Every session starts by reading it, so the agent shows up already knowing your setup instead of guessing. / commands are the other half. One word triggers the whole workflow. My /ship runs the linter, the tests, and the commit. One keystroke instead of 5 commands. This is where the tool stops feeling generic and starts feeling like your team's tool. Start small. 3 lines in Claude, MD, how to run the app, how to run the tests, and the one rule you always break. Then add a / command for the task you do most. An afternoon of setup paid back in every session after. Feature 8, the Git and review workflow. The agent works your repo like a teammate. Summarize the diff, write the commit, open the pull request all from the terminal in the same session where the work happened. I review with the agent, not after it. It shows me the diff, I flag the risky line, it fixes it before the commit exists. Then one command opens the PR with a description it wrote from the actual changes, no more blank templates. This is where the loop closes. The session that fixed the bug is the session that ships it. The workflow skill: review the diff while the context is still loaded. If you ship first and review later, you lose the conversation here. The agent remembers why every line changed, because it made them 30 seconds ago. The honest scoreboard. Small fixes go from idea to merged in about a third of the time. Same review bar, same tests. One terminal. 8 features: point it, plan it, guard it, wire it, parallelize it, checkpoint it, script it, ship it. Subscribe for the next breakdown. I test the tool so you don't have to build with AI. Keep your judgment. Subscribe for a practical AI tool breakdown every week. Zero hype, just what works.